वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत
भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
शुद्धोऽसि बुद्धोऽसि निरञ्जनोऽसि संसारमाया परिवर्जितोऽसि संसारस्वप्नं त्याज मोहनिद्रं मदालसोला पमुवाच बुद्धम् मदालसोला पमुवाच बुद्धम्। शुद्धोऽसि रेतात् तनतेऽस्ति नाम कृतं तितत्कल्पनयाथुनैव पञ्चात्मकं देहायिदं न तेस्ति नैव स्य त्वं रोदिसि कस्य हेतोः दिविश्वजन्मा शब्दोऽयमाया ह्यमहीश्वशूनुं विकाप्यमाना विविधैर्गुणैस्ते गुणश्च भवतः सकलेन्द्रियेषु भूतानि भूतैः परिदुर्बलानि बुद्धिं समाया यथेह पुंसः अन्नाम् उत्पन्नादिभिरेव तस्मात् न तेस्ति बुद्धिर्न च तेस्ति हानिः शुद्धोऽसि बुद्धोऽसि निरञ्जनोऽसि शुद्धोऽसि बुद्धोऽसि निरञ्जनोऽसि संसारमाया परिवर्जितोऽसि संसारस्वप्नं त्यजमोहनिद्रं मदालसोला पमुवाच पुत्रम् मदालसोला पमुवाच पुत्रम् मदालसोला पमुवाच पुत्रम् दर्शन कर परिवार सहित भवसागर से तर जाता है। इसलिए सदा सत्संग करो, इसलिए सदा सत्संग करो। सत्य नियम भंग मत कभी करो, भगवान तुम्हारे अंदर है। नित्य नाम हरि का रिया करो। नित्य नाम हरि का रिया करो। भगवद गीता विश्वास सहित नर परता और अपराता है। प्रभु दासन कर परिवार सहित भव सागर से तर जाता है। इसलिए सदा सत्संग करो, इसलिए सदा सत्संग करो। सत्य नियम भंग मत कभी करो, भगवान तुम्हारे अंदर है। नित्य नाम हरि का रिया करो। नित्य नाम हरि का रिया करो। You can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly wherever you go, and you will be helping the world and the universe. Stay blessed.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. On behalf of Swami Geeta Kiran ji and Guru Bhai Joshi ji, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for being with us tonight. Special welcome to Joshi ji. Joshi ji, welcome back. And I hand it over to you now. Over to you, Joshi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. I definitely missed few Thursdays away from here, but I was in the company of Gita devotees in India. The conference went very well, as usual. After COVID's 2 years of Zoom, we started getting back in person, and many people came to join us. Very good speakers, and from US, Vivek Kamranji, Raju Karamchandani, myself were there. And it went very well. Many good speakers. So when time comes, we will have those speakers' speech given to us. Primarily, Swami Gyananandji of Kurukshetra was the main guest. Also, the retired chief guest of Rajasthan was there. He spoke very well. And one Swamiji from Ramakrishna Mission of Rajkot gave a very good talk in 2 days consecutive. So all in all, it went very well. But I miss here as well too. Temperature was very high, 90 degrees during daytime. And the conference was in the open area with a tent, so inside was hot. Very happy to be back. Temperature is much better here, and we'll continue doing what we have been doing. Bhagavad Gita gives a life into life. I feel so energized while I was there, so energized to join us today, and thinking about verses that come to mind randomly is so enlightening, gives such a confidence, such a positive feelings in life. We are so fortunate to have Swami Hariji as our Guru and Sri Krishna as Jagat Guru. With that said, I want to request a very dear friend, Sri Dr. Narendra Kapoorji, eagerly waiting for some words from you. So please take it from New York, give it to us. Kapoor Sahib, thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. Thank you for sharing the summary of the conference. It's very encouraging news, and you were the eyewitness. Oh, Shri Paramatme Namaha. Geeta Shasmedham Punyam Ya Pathet Priyatapuman Vishnu Padam Vaproti Bhai Shokadivarjitaha Gita Adhyanशीलस्य Pranayam Parasya Cha Naiva Santi Hi Papani Purvajanam Kritani Cha Om Shantakaran Bhujagashayanam Padmanavan Suresham Vishwadharan Gagan Sadrisham Megvarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantan Kamalaнаянam Yogi Bhridhyana Gamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayharan Sarvalok Ekainathan Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastu Vanti Divyaistai Vedai Sang Pad Karma Pranishad Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Vastad Tadagatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidhur Sura Surgana Devaye Tasmai Namah Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanurmardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bandhe Jagat Gurum. Jai Shri Krishna. Today is the first day of Navratri, and a thought came to my mind that I should discuss how Navratri is deeply attached to the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. People don't realize it, But let us expand on that thinking. This is the most sacred time. It comes twice in a year, one in winter, one in the start of our beautiful weather, spring. These 9 days are supposed to be very sacred days. 9 days, 9 manifestations of the divine force in different form and shape. And let me give you the name first of all, and then we will elaborate how Bhagavad Gita is related to this concept of Navaratri. The first day, which is today, it is Shailputri, then Brahmacharni, Chandraghanta, Pushpana, Sakanda, Katyani, Kalaratri, and there are two more, Maha Gauri and Siddhi Dhatri. These are the 9 different names of the same power, feminine power in the divine manifestations. This is the most sacred period where people do a lot of worship of the goddess Durga in these 9 forms. And this period is a challenge for all of us to do self-inspection, introspection, self-audit, internal audit, and see what these 9 days is asking for. It is not the time of festivity. People are treating as a festivities. And Bhagavad Gita says that there are 3 stages of mind: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. All these are blended into these 9 manifestations. What people do, they say that today is the first Navaratri, so I will do fasting. And whatever I eat, it is very pure food. They make it at home and then they distribute among themselves. The purest of the pure, because they offer that, first of all, that food to goddess in different form and shapes, and then everybody eats. So this can never be accomplished. One day of pure food does not meet anything. It must continue for the rest of 364 days. These are all man-made divisions. If we think deeply that the food which I am preparing for Goddess Durga is pure today, then what is wrong with me or anybody for else to continue to eat that food for the rest of the period? We don't do that. Garbage in, garbage out. What we eat, we are. So until the food, which Bhagavad Gita emphasizes time and again in various verses, we don't take care of our intake as we are taking care of during these 9 days, then this Navratri does not convey the right meaning to the people. Second, we sing many devotional bhajans. They call it Bhainte, which is the spiritual name, and beautiful, beautiful worded phrases of devotional songs. But nobody look at it, what they are saying. And they thought these are filmy songs. But they are singing in the adoration of goddess Durga in different form and shape. So whatever we say, we should mean that. And this is again comes under self-audit. So during this sacred period of 9 days, you do sacred analysis yourself. You must mean what you say. Don't go for lip sympathy. Don't go in flattery. If the person is powerful, prestigious, don't do those things to that individual. You must have the courage, if you are a serious student of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, to say the right thing, right time. Otherwise, you don't understand the implication of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I have been stressing more than enough. It's the science of daily living. Until and unless our daily living is purely analyzed, we can't achieve anything. The third thing, during these 9 days, people are asking so many things from different forms of Goddess Durga. And those demands are conditional. They are asking the goddess, if you give me this boon, if you bless me this so and so, I will do so and so. Conditional. And Bhagavad Gita says, when you pray, you should be pure. Don't ask things. The Almighty Bhagavan Shri Krishna knows. He is sitting inside you. You cannot hold him. So this is the time of 9 days, which call it Navaratri. Supposed to be very pure time of the year. And this time is sacred also because Lord Rama, he was fighting war with notorious Ravana. And 9 days that war was the period in which Lord Rama finally subdued Ravana. He was killed. Sita Mata was recovered. And the 10th day is we call Dasahara. That is celebration of the victory. Victory of goodness over evil, right over wrong. So we must understand these. And this thought is coming out from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Create a state of mind. That is the whole game. If your state of mind is not sattvic, whatever we do, it is not the optimum level. It will not lead us to the supreme path of union with the Almighty. My humble submission to all the audience and participants that this 9 days period, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Sit down, challenge yourself. And see what you are hiding inside. And there are 9 days means there are 9 vices in us. First is the fear. We live life in the realm of fear. Different types of fear. And the most notorious fear is the fear of death. And Bhagavad Gita says there is no such thing as death. It is just a transition from stage 1 to the final stage. So if you're a serious student of Bhagavad Gita, become fearless. But don't say that. Practice it. Practice it. And question yourself during these 9 days. Am I fearless? If not, then work on that. And second is the lust. We are always looking for things. One desire is fulfilled, immediately a multitude of another set of desires comes in. There's no element of contentment. These 9 days is the challenge to yourself. Don't do that. Practice the other way around. Practice contentment in life. And the other name of contentment is the thankfulness to the Almighty. Whatever you have given me, it is enough. I need your blessings. I need your love. I need your mercy. So don't bring the lust in your character. If you have, work on that during these 9 days. The third is the hate. In the absence of love, this word comes in, hate. And we don't love. Believe me, we don't love. We just like and dislike people. We don't love. Love is unconditional. Love is one-way traffic. In love, you don't ask things. Whatever you have, you offer, you sacrifice. But we never practice this art of life. And this is the central core message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Love. So love brings the purity. And day in and day out, we do a lot of prayers, Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Do it with open heart. And then spend the life in that light. And this is the time of 9 days, which are supposed to be very pure time in the year. Do it. Do it. And then jealousy. We are so jealous. Jealousy comes when we are not contented. So if we are contented, then there is no jealousy. In the absence of contentment, there is a jealousy. So I am bringing these small things during this period, which is a 9 days period, a sacred period. Do whatever you do, but bring the change in you. You get the golden opportunity. Everybody helps everybody. But the start point, you. So until and unless, under the guidelines of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we try to create a sattvic state of mind, of compassion, mercy, selflessness attitude. And that is possible during these 9 days. So bring the commitment and dedication and do it. Do it. It is doable. So this is the true meaning of Navaratri, 9 days. As we take care of our food, as we take care through devotional bhajans, we change so many spiritual lyrics. But we should mean that also. We should mean that also. And third is the state of mind. This 9 days is a sure and pure knowledge. Try to consume and practice and practice and practice. Jai Shri Krishna and Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Thank you so much, Narendra. This is Navaratri. We all know Gurudev used to observe the moon, and he used to speak very powerfully after 9 days or 9th day. It's the time to energize ourselves. And also it's the best time for us to get deeper into Bhagavad Gita and get that power of the messages of Bhagavad Gita into us and move forward. At this moment, I also want to bring out and thank Ramesh Simraniji, who also joined us in Gita Lab. And thanks to Dinesh, who was supposed to be there but could not come, but he sent a illustration or a presentation printed which was delivered to Ramesh Kemlani. And we tried to get a slot for a few minutes, but somehow it was missed out. So thanks to Rameshji and Dineshji both for bringing something to Geeta Dham. And at this time, my humble request to Elder Brother Dr. Prasadji to please take it from here. I'm very eager to hear your voice after a few weeks.
Thank you very much, Josiji. Welcome back. We are very happy to see you back with a lot of information from Geeta Dham. Let me start with the prayer. Vansi Vibhushitakaran Navanirdava Pitambara Darunabimba Phaladharostar Purne Sundaramukhat Arvindanetra Krishnatmaram Kimapi Tattvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Divine souls, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Since last 3 weeks, we have been deliberating on this very important verse, verse 5 of chapter 6. Bhagwan says, Uddharedatmana, Uddharedatmanam, Atmanam avasadayet, Atmaiva Yatmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. The meaning is very simple, as we have explained last week. Uddharet Atmanam Atmana. That means let a man lift himself by himself. And where here himself means the individual, and another himself, Atmana, means his power of mind. So let a man lift himself by his own power of man, of mind. Na Atmanam avasadai. Don't let him degrade himself. For certainly, Atma eva Atmana bandhu. Self alone is the friend of the self, and Atma eva Atmana ripu. The self alone is the enemy of the self. The key word here is mind. The mind is the one within us which plays the key role insofar whether you are going to lift yourself spiritually or you degrade yourself, you bring it down. Your own mind is under your control. And if you are able to do good things, then you will certainly have better results. And if you are not able to do that, then that's your same mind becomes your enemy. Manev manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoh bandhaya vishayasaktam mukte nirvishayam smritam. Mind is the main cause of bondage and salvation of all human beings. a mind attached to objects, bandhaya vishaya saktam. This attachment, आसक्ति विषयों के साथ, ये बॉन्डेज का कारण है. Mind devoid of desires, that which is मुक्त निर्विषयम, विषय से जो मुक्त है, is said to be the cause of salvation. Then you are able to lift yourself very spiritually. We went a bit deep into the study of mind and started to think about it as mind is the seeker. That is the one we use to seek something. Mind as well is the field of seeking. It is in the world of mind that you start to look for something. And mind itself is which seeking something which is elusive. ब्रह्म की मन ही खोज करता है, मन ही रमता है, और उस रमने में वो खोजता है किसे? ब्रह्म को. In order to find that Brahma, man is your powerhouse. You use the power of mind to explore things, and you want to explore what? Explore Brahma. This is the main function of mind. But what happens? We get involved in the world outside and allow the man to roam in the bewilderment of the world. Yato yato nischarati manaschanchalamastiram. Our mind is unstable, mind is chanchal, and wants to run away into the external world. But important thing is to study the nature of mind within you and try to bring it towards Brahma. And in that, for the study of mind, our scriptures deal with in a own way, different ways. I had presented this last week, but let me go through again to clarify exactly what is meant by all these. In the Keno Upanishad, the first part of the first verse says, Om Kene Sitam Patati Presitam Manaha. A seeker wants to find out as to why, as to by whom will does the mind light on the objects. Now, there are two components. One is there's object on which the mind falls. Instead of mind going towards Brahma, mind is running towards mind. What is that? Which forces the mind to send its signal towards these objects outside. At the same time, in this verse, it is hidden as to what is that power without which mind would not be able to do freely whatever it wants. So there are two aspects to study, in the deep study of mind. One revels in one world outside where mind is trying to run, and the entity within himself, that Brahma, the power of Supreme Brahma, which allows the mind to waver here and there. Adi Sankara studied this mind, and he found that mind has four components: Man, Buddhi, Chit, and Ahankar. That is called Antahkarana. Antahkarana, there is one component which is inner composition of individual, and it constitutes of four components: Man, Buddhi, Chit, and Ahankar. I will not go in detail. This is a very deep subject, but this has been explained beautifully by Adi Sankara. While in Panchadasi, Swami Vidya Swami Vidyaranya, he found that all can be put together as one, as mind, and that is the one component which is responsible for the material bondage. On the other hand, Patanjali Shastra, it concentrates on the word chitta, chitta vritti nirodh. He says man, and for him, three functions of mind are important. That is man, buddhi, and chit. Ahankar is one which is giving the power from the Supreme Brahma and receives it and distributes. So he doesn't look into that separate, that it looks at it separately. While man, buddhi, and chitta, according to him, if chitta is controlled, chitta vritti is controlled, man will be controlled, and so will be the ego, and that will be cause release. So the fundamental principle behind Patanjali Yoga Shastra, it is called chitta vritti nirodh, the control of modifications of chitta and its modifications. That is to be controlled. He also mentions that chitta holds the key to the ultimate reality, and that is the vehicle for spiritual liberation. If you want to get liberated, then you should be able to control this mind through your efforts. Chitta vritti nirodha, there is a process. Through that you can control your vritti. Once you control the vritti, then you get a spiritual liberation. On the other hand, if you are not able to control, then the same mind will become an instrument for ensalvement, that it becomes a foe for you. Now, having said that, what our Bhagavad Gita talks about, mana, you will find in Bhagavad Gita throughout, Bhagwan has talked about man or buddhi. The man and buddhi component is very important, and Bhagwan throughout talks about man or buddhi together. Because man is the one which is running away, buddhi is the one who has the capability to control it. So how they are interrelated so scientifically, Bhagavan has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, and we know this verse very well. Indriyani paranyahu, indriye param manah, manasastu para buddhi, yo buddhi partastu saha. So he has talked about Indriyani is great senses, and greater than senses is mind, greater than mind is buddhi, and greater than buddhi is that supreme self. So one controls the other. If there is a boss, there is a lower clerk, a head clerk, then there is a superintendent, and there is a boss. So there are stages where one can control the other. So if one starts to control one above the other, then one is able to control the function of mind and allow it to sway away from the world and be one with Paramatman. He also mentions this word, evam buddhe param buddhva sanstabhya matmana. Again, he is using the word atmanam and atmana. That is the one which is restraining the lower self. So the lower self is being restrained by the higher self. Higher self is restrained by the Brahma, and that's how you are able to get into a stage of liberation. In 12th chapter, we know Maya Ves Manoyamam Nityukta Buddhi Man Mayeva Man Adhatswa May Buddhim Niveshasi. The man or buddhi is together. And there are many verses. I don't want to quote here. You know most of them. The critical one of this, Esa Devi Ta Sankhe Buddhi Yogatvam Sru Buddhya Yukto Ya Partha Karma Bandham Prayasasi. Here again is talking about, you know, Bhagavan talked about his Karma Yoga, Jnana, Sankhya Yoga, and then talks about his own duties. You perform Kshatriya duty, and then it goes on to say, if you don't understand, he says, understand at least that you have man or buddhi. बुद्धि मन को नियंत्रित करती है, ऐसा समझकर देन बुद्धि योग के बारे में तुम्हें बताता हूं, जिसको जानकर तुम सिद्धि को प्राप्त करोगे. We all know that Bhagwan has gone on to talk, to put in 18 continuous verses in chapter 2, which is called Sthita Pragya Prakarana. That is the whole idea is to explain how intellect can become steadfast. How to bring about the intellect into control. Bhagwan has used 18 verses one after another. This is all concentrating upon buddhi, because according to Bhagavad Gita, buddhi is the highest principle of mind. Why? Because of its proximity to the absolute. बुद्धि ब्रह्म के सबसे पास है, इसीलिए भगवान कहते हैं जो दर्पण होता है ना, दर्पण, the mirror on which the power of Brahma is lighted, that is the state which nearest to the Brahma, and that what is intellect. If the intellect is purified, then you are all free from all kinds of bondages, and you become liberated. That is, so what happens, because of its proximity to absolute, its orientation tends to be inwards, towards that reality, Brahma, rather than outward into the world. We use this diagram often because the intellect is closest to the reflected consciousness, and the mind and sense organs and senses, they are outside. So because of its proximity to the reflected consciousness, the intellect or purification of intellect is very important for the purpose of salvation. You can get only salvation if your mind and intellect is pure. He also talks about Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi Ekeha Kurunandana. There is the intellect of those who are on this path, and the Buddhi Yoga is resolute, and that is one pointed in the direction of Brahma. Another verse, verse 30 of chapter 18, Bhagavan again talks about mind and intellect. And he says here, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karja karje bhaya vaye bandham moksham jaya vitti buddhi sa partha satviki. Those who are highest level of buddhi is what? He is able to, the intellect is able to make a distinction between what is proper action, what is not improper action, what is duty, what is not non-duty, what one fears about and one should not fear about, and what is binding and what is liberating. What determines? Buddhi. Highest level of buddhi determines these things. Thus, Bhagavad Gita concentrates on this relationship between mind and intellect. And if mind with intellect, power of intellect, if the intellect controls the mind, then one can get liberated. If it doesn't control, then he is bonded. And that's how he goes on talking about in this verse 5. But so what happens in the verse 5, Bhagavan talks about that same mind can be either your friend or can be your enemy. Then verse 6, what he does, in verse 6 he goes on to say how this happens. But then he explains, this is all science. Bhagavad Gita, his entire Bhagavad Gita is all science. So beautifully explained. The reason after reasons are given so that one is able to clearly understand and then evolve himself. How does the same mind behave like a friend at one time, like an enemy at the other time? It's explained beautifully in verse 6 of chapter 6, where he says, Bandhuratma atmanastasya enatmaivatmanajitah anatmanastu satrutve vartetatmeva satruvat. He says here, Tasya Atmana, for that person, Atma eva bandhu, mind is his friend. By whom? Yen Atmana Atma Jitah, by whom the lower self has been conquered by the higher self. But Anatmanastastu, Anatmanah, for those with unconquered lower self, Atma ev satrutve, mind itself is inimically with attitude of enemy. Satruvat vartet, acts as if its own enemy. So the explanation given here is if the lower self is conquered by the higher self, that is mind, then mind is friend. But if he is not conquered by the lower self, the same mind works inimically, acts as an enemy. And it is not somebody else's mind, it is your mind. None other person is the giver of pain or pleasure. Sukhasya, dukhasya, na kopi data, paro dadatiti kubuddhiresha, aham karomiti vrithavimanah, swakarma sutre rachito hi lokah. ये अध्यात्म रामायणम में this mantra is given. None sukhasya dukhasya na kopi data. There is no other person who is giver of your pain or pleasure. Paro dadati kubuddhiresa. It is misconception that some other person gives pleasure or pain to you. It is false pride to think that I am doing everything. Aham karomiti vrithabhimana. We have gone through this. Naiva kinchit karomiti. That is, or prakriti kriyamanani. Gunai sarvani sarvasaha. Ahankara vimudhatma. Karta aham manyate. It is a misconception and it is a false pride to think that I am doing everything. The Sarva Karma Sutre Ratito hi Loka. The whole world is tied, intermingled with the thread of own action. Everyone is involved in the whole world. If you have a car and you want to start and go home, you find that your tire is flat. You think your neighbor has come with whom you have enmity, he has come and deflated your tire. No, everything is interrelated. You cannot blame your neighbor for something happening to your house because if another neighbor is not doing, somebody else is not doing, why? That person has come and deflated your tire. They are all your own karma. It is for your doing that somebody is become enemy to you, somebody is behaving inimical to you, because you are inimical within yourself. Your own perform, no other person giving you pain, no other person give you pleasure also. It is all your own doing that brings on this on the surface. You think that somebody else has done something, but no, everything is interrelated. I think I will have short beyond my time. I will explain this again next week in more detail. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prasadji. And dear friends, Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, and some of the verses are more profound. And today's verse 5 and verse 6 of chapter 6 is one of the butter-like things coming out of Bhagavad Gita. In this life, you are ultimately responsible for your action. And from your action, you become what happens tomorrow. And Bhagavad Gita, like a mother teaching to her son, teaches us how to act like to be a friend of yourself or enemy of yourself. And chapter 12 very clearly and very simply tells us how to become friend to ourselves. Gurudev has taught all over the world the value of 12th chapter. And 12th chapter is the capsule powerhouse of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Although so many verses are as powerful, but simplest way is Bhagavad, Bhakti Yoga, and those 49 virtues of a Bhakta. Take one or two in your life and see how life changes to be positive. This verse 5 and 6 were also topic of previous past International Gita Conference topics. So I'm very happy to be with you all today when Dr. Prasad brought this verse, very, very dear to me and to all of you. Let us practice to become our friend in this Navratra, which is the real source of generating high quality energy in our system to carry forward until we have the next Navratra. Wish you all the best for Navratra and see you again next Thursday. And I was away, so I could not plan, or we could not plan. We will discuss with our core group and try to reformat this program so that more people can join us. With that said, thank you all of you. I'm elated, feeling high to see you all here on this Thursday and hope to see you again next time. And thank you again, Ramesh ji, for giving
thank you, my brother.
Gita Dham.
बहुत आनंद आ गया, बहुत आनंद आ गया। भगवान कहता है ना, मैं उसको देता हूँ जिसको चाहिए। हमको चाहिए था, इसलिए भगवान ने दर्शन दिए आपके। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thanking
जय श्री
Swami Gita Kiran ji, Dr.
थैंक
Prasad ji, Nanda ji, dear Brother Peter ji, and all of you. Please charge yourself in this Navratra, study more Bhagavad Gita, try to deep dive into it. And this is the time where you can receive much easier and more. And again, thanks you all, and thank you, Keshav from California. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
जय श्री
I don't want to forget to say Raju gave us all the help such as internet in Gita Dham. Thank you, Raju.
गुरुदेव ने किया है, हमने तो सिर्फ सेवा की है। हमारे हाथ में कुछ है नहीं, वो ही कर रहा है सबके लिए। He is the one doing everything and we are just trying to get his credit. भाई हमें भी कोई please credit दो, भाई हमने यही किया है, you know. But करने वाला तो वही है। One thing great that has happened and I wanted to share with everybody is this new book that is Bhagavad Gita original that Maharaji had done with all the, what you call it, 700 shlokas. Everybody has seen this, but I've made it smaller, easier to carry for travel purposes. And this has Maharaji's voice in it as well. So everything remained the same as far as, but I've added in front of every chapter Maharaji's photo, and then there's barcode under that, under his picture. So I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There's two barcodes. One is actually just a recitation of that chapter, and then the other barcode is, it gives you all the verses that belongs to that chapter. And Maharaji's photo is in front of every single chapter, different photo, which then identifies a new chapter beginning. And this, we can listen to it with using scanning of our phones. And this, I printed two copies, one like this with a simple, binder. The second one that I printed was something like this, the solid one that Maharaji had originally printed, but this is a lot thinner, and easy to travel with. A little bit heavier than the other one, but it's also still very good. This has all laser cut printers that printed Maharaji's picture. with, I don't know if you guys can see it. So we have printed it like this. I mean, at least try to get a better laser printer to do the job, you know. You can see it. See that?
Lovely.
Yeah. So this basically, it's all in laser color print, the picture of Maharaji. And I have printed this in the same exact book like Maharaji had printed in 2000. The only difference is that this Geeta has 4 shlokas per page. Same exact way Maharaji had set it, but he had set it up as 1 page per, I don't know if you guys can see it. He set it up as 1 page, and I put 4 shlokas on 1 page so that we can have it easily traveling with it. And so the purpose of it that we can use it for is really you can read it as you're listening to it with your earpiece on your phone, or when you're traveling at the airport, sitting around, and you want to read any specific verse, you can just scan the barcode while the phone is playing it, and you're listening to it with the earpiece, you're reading it as well. So
Lovely.
it's an option that we have like now made this. This is an easy travel to go book, and it's consisting of only 192 pages, double-sided, and it has 36 pictures of single pictures of 18 pictures of Maharaji's color pictures, 18 pictures of the Bhagwan pictures that Maharaji had installed when he had printed the original big master book. And then with that also, I just tried to do this just for fun's sake. I printed this as just a smaller version, only has a picture of the Bhagwan, and then right behind it is just a black and white copy with the barcode scanner. So this is just 18 simple pages that has his voice. If you want to listen to his voice only and recitation, I've not made this in color because I wanted to get a feedback from everybody, see what they think of it. But basically, all the 18 chapters are here with Maharaji's picture and has barcode. I made this in black and white so I can just keep it cost effective. But it does the job. But if people want this small book also to be into, so they can be able to carry on with them, they don't have to look for it while they are, trying to listen to Maharaji recitation of any verse, for example, or any chapter. So these are few things that I was able to accomplish while I went to this trip to India, and it was a very good success. I feel it's just one of the biggest blessings that you've ever blessed me with. So, and it's very cost effective, not very expensive at all. In India to print it is like maybe 700-800 rupees. The one with the binder, and then the other one is a little bit more expensive. But either way, again, the quantities we will print, hopefully we will have very, very decent price point where we can share it. And that's my next journey that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do what he's probably doing all this. I'm just being the messenger, travel around the world, and then sharing this book to everybody, so that this way everybody has a copy of it, and they can listen to Maharaji's voice and retain it forever. As long as YouTube is there, this book is valid, as good as new, with all the verses, chapters, everything in one book. तो गुरुदेव की कृपा से ये भी अच्छी बात हो गई है, और आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड कि भगवान ने अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है कि भाई हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा गीता पढ़ें, so we don't forget that.
So nice of you. You are working very hard to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
I know from the sky, Gurudev must be giving you a lot of blessings. You are working very hard. Also, I want to make a request. If you can make a PowerPoint presentation, how to use it effectively for 5-10 minutes, one of our sessions, that will be very, very helpful.
How to use it, you mean?
Yeah.
I could do that. It's not a big deal at all, but it's such simple thing.
Yeah, but we make a presentation, we want to have that presentation all over the world, because some people are good, some people are weak, but with that, everybody will be on the same horizon. So if you can do 5 to 10 minutes of PowerPoint presentation, will be very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I can do that. It's not a problem at all. I can work on getting that done. I just wanted to get a feedback as to, because the weight of the thick book is 4 times more than लाइफ में वैसे पाएंगे. Okay?
No, that's okay. Weight is all right because that book must be much heavier than what it is now. It has a lot of load in it, so it's okay. It's all
Yeah.
right.
This is so easy to travel because this they can bend it if they have to put it into the briefcase, you know. So the other one, the solid copy, they cannot do that. And then this is almost double the price.
No, but it's
So,
very good, very good.
but this one is good. Like if you're sitting on your desk and you want to just have it there, you have Maharaji's photo, all 18 pictures of his with the barcodes, and you have clear vision of really enjoying Gita while you're reading another book. This is a way you can really read the verse, what it exactly is saying, and follow exactly Maharaj's recitation, his style of reciting the verses, and that's huge. You know, that's very huge to me, at least. I feel that that's uh, for
You
students
did a
learning.
wonderful job. I really, we all appreciate it.
Students still don't know how to pronounce correctly, and I feel that in Dham, I'm going to give this to every single student in their hand, so they have it, you know, and the teachers are going to use it to help them learn exactly how Maharaji used to pronounce it, you know. So
More than anything, we are in touch with Gurudev's voice. We hear
yes,
him, listen to him. That's the main thing in life.
yeah, and they will have everybody will have that now, you know, with this book in their hand. I just need to know how many does each city perhaps need, like Thailand, how many they will need, like New York or Narendra ji, how many, U Prasad ji, how many everybody will need. If they can send me a list, and then I can print accordingly how many copies we will be able to get. And then if I have to either ship it to them or I will travel to give it to them, I will personally do that. I don't mind even doing that. You know, because after all, we want to make sure that Maharaji's voice is carried forward quickly. It's
Very
like
good.
we are behind 23 years already trying to put a word out there, you know. So
You're doing so well. Your
Buddha's blessing.
technology is so good. You're helping. Thank you so much.
Buddha's blessings. I'm not helping anybody. I'm just helping myself. Honestly, it's a fortunate and an amazing reward I am getting. So which then I only know the happiness I'm getting to do such a work, such a holy work, you know. So the more everybody does that, the more they get to enjoy the grace of Gurudev. They can actually see their Atma, how it connects to Bhagwan directly, you know.
Ah,
So join
very
the team.
good.
That's
Very
it.
good.
Help me
Thank
to share it. Help me to give it to everybody. I just need a request is to please let me know how many Chicago needs, how many everybody needs, and I
Can
can start working it. Just put a list to me.
can I
Yeah,
suggest something, Juji?
yeah,
Can you make a short clips about this book
yeah,
and put YouTube or anywhere so we can show to people so they know what they can be getting and they can make a booking for this book.
That
yeah.
will be
I will.
very helpful. Very
Yeah,
helpful.
Maharaji used to, and you know, if people want their name to be because they are contributing, Maharaji had actually printed their name at the bottom. What I can do is put that list, type it up, and then I can put everybody's name that is contributing towards this book and put one big page or two big pages or three big pages with everybody's name listed. If everybody wants that privilege of saying, "But I contributed." You know, when I got the inspiration of this to do it, Maharaji, you know, gave me the inspiration. Is like he wants everybody to contribute. Everybody. He wants everybody, even if they don't have money, they should still put ₹1, ₹5, ₹10। लेकिन वो चाहते हैं कि हर एक इंसान जो भी मेरे डिवोटीज हैं सबको बोलो इसमें दान करें ताकि इस उनके बरकत होगी बहुत इसमें। तो ये मेरे को इंस्पिरेशन मिली। I've already taken upon myself that I'm going to print it all, you know, but I just want to know quantities so that I can go ahead and get a better deal. That's one thing very important. But anybody else wants to contribute, you're most welcome to do so. Like I said, Maharaji wants everybody to be part of this, you know. He wants everybody to enjoy the joy of it, not me
Okay.
alone.
In
So
Thailand, we have one practice. We like to contribute. We like to donate Dhamma books to distribute to people.
yeah,
But the way the temple do is we present it. How much is one copy? So someone wants to do good deed for 100 people, so they will commit for 100 copies. Then use the cost, how much is 100 copies? If you can give all these details, so people know what they are getting into, how much they can contribute with from the bottom of their heart.
It's, you know, honestly, I would not put a number or price to this, because इसमें अगर प्राइस लगा दिया तो मजा निकल जाएगा. तो मेरी क्या सजेशन है कि जिसको चाहिए उसको हम देंगे, जिसको कंट्रीब्यूट करना है वो अपने दिल से जो अच्छा होने का. बुक तो 10 रुपए की, आई मीन इट्स प्रॉब्ली गोना बी व्हाट इज इट 750 cost of our US dollars. Like it's not, it's sorry, 750 rupees it is actually. You know, 750 to 800 rupees each of this one, the one with the binder. So the more people order, the more people want, that price will reduce. So it all depends on everybody. You just have, everybody have to just find out how many do they
Just
need.
like $10 a hardcover book, kind of.
Like, you know, Joshi said he wants to do 100 books or 50 books. Velaji wants to say 100 books. Peter, you want to say whoever wants to, just we can make a list, and if we do a big bulk printing of 1,000 books, we can get a much better deal, and that money is all going towards the book and damn kids. It's not going to me at all. I don't want a penny of it, you know. So,
I will go for 100 books right now. I can put my name there.
yeah, and 100 books is like less than $900, you know, 850,
Fine.
you know. So what I'm
That's
saying is affordable, and the beauty of it is the picture of Maharaji is all laser printed, so it's very clear, you know, and you know, it gets cheaper with everybody involved in it, you know.
yeah, put 100 books for me.
I'll put it down on a list, and then we'll just have to keep talking. And I think I'm going to do the suggestion that Vilaji told me, is to make a short clip.
And that will be very helpful. And that little presentation we can present to people, you know.
Yeah. I just I actually wanted to do it through Raman, but Raman was very busy, and I couldn't get in hold of the actually Geeta Ashram printer. You know, I got it from somebody else that is in Delhi as well. So
God
either
will
way,
find a way.
even Ramanji will do the same thing. He will try to get it printed, and whatever the cost is, it doesn't matter. भगवत गीता की महानता जो है ना, उसको कोई प्राइस टैग नहीं है, और कोई बोलेगा कि इसका भाव कितना है. It's very, very low for us to say.
But just to contribute, somebody wants to know.
Yeah. And then their names also. If you like, you can give me their names, and I'm going to put it on the last page. Once I finish with everybody's contribution and this book's already received to them, I'm going to put that also for everybody. So this way, people feel that they have done a good job. They feel good about themselves. They should. They should, you know.
Super, very good, way. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. You know, it's unbelievable. I just started this just to upload Maharaji's pictures and photos and videos on YouTube. I never in my dreams thought it would end up towards this point. You know, never. ये सारी गुरुदेव की कृपा है, इसकी वजह से हुई है. I'm just fortunate we are part of this whole thing. I can go on and on all night. You know how Geeta is.
I know.
No end to it, you know. इतनी खुशी है उसको, जितना बोलो इतना कम है, you know. भगवान की वाणी जो है. So, but I wanted to just share it with you guys. Sorry I took up you guys' time, but I wanted to, it's the happiness that I have that I feel like sharing it. And
very good.
Raju ji, this is Amon. Amon Mishra. We chatted once.
Yeah, Jesse.
I did not get the whole part. So this book is a textbook, like you can read it, or
Yeah. It's pretty much the same book that Maharaji had done in 2000, but he had done one shloka per page. So in order, and that was a very thick book. I don't know if you remember, to travel, it was like 700 pages, big book. Yeah. With the pictures and all, it came to 722 pages. So this, what I did is that each page has 4 shlokas, and you flip it, you have another 4 more shlokas. So that means you have 8 shlokas in per page. So people, smaller, but it's readable, you know. So when they scan the barcode, they will be able to pull up the same verses on their phone, and they can be able to play it on the phone, because sometimes phone is too small, you cannot read, you know.
Play,
So
when you say play, is it like an audio?
yes, like an audio. That's right. So it will play
Audio
Maharaji.
book.
Sorry?
Au- Audio shlokas or audio book?
Audio shloka. All the
Oh,
shlokas. Like it has, for example, it has two different barcode. I'll show you real quick. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
okay, okay. Yeah. There are two barcode, the QR
Right.
codes.
So the left barcode, it will recite chapter 8, for an example. This is Maharaji's picture for chapter 8. So it will
Okay,
recite Maharaji's reciting chapter 8. The second
okay,
barcode, this chapter 8 has 28 shlokas. So the
okay.
28 shlokas, once they scan that barcode, they'll have all the 28 shlokas of chapter 8 in their hand. So they will be able to select which shloka they want to read in or listen to, and then they can go to shloka number right on the book itself and then go ahead and read it for them to be able to physically read it. Actually, महाराज जी का एक ऑडियो जब मैंने रिकॉर्ड किया था तो उसने क्लियरली बोला था, भाई गीता हाथ में होनी चाहिए पढ़ने वक्त, तो उसका उसका जो प्रभाव होता है वो ज्यादा होता है। तो महाराज जी का वो भी विश उसका सुना मैंने, सिर्फ उसको I heard that and I just ran to try to do something where now people, we have it online, you know, but now we have a physical book that has his voice that we can relate to. So it's nothing but excitement, you know. The other one is so also pretty good, you know. I mean, it's just much lighter compared to the old.
Just one thing, because I actually came into the conversation because I was very interested in audiobooks. This
Yeah,
is because many people of my generation, it's been there for tens of years, dozens of years, and audiobooks are like basically, let's say you have one interesting books, it's printed out, but you don't like reading or you don't have time to read, so you can listen it. It's like audiobooks, right?
that's
and
right.
and people sometimes play while sleeping, people sometimes play in the morning, and or while traveling, and it's wonderful because the way it's narrated in audiobook, it's similar to what narrator wanted to say it, right? So it's like with that sound and with that, pauses and all. So that fits very nice, and it's very nice. So I thought maybe you also have or willing to make an audiobook like that. So it's like, it's, audiobooks, the good part about audiobooks is like it's a narrations of like the descriptions and all, and it's gonna be online, and it's gonna be very easy to distribute. Books nevertheless is very nice. I just don't have that immediate connection that I can, like, okay, hey, let's do. But I will definitely buy, let's say, 2 books, I mean 3 books for my family, but I know more than that I don't know, right? So I was just thinking like audiobook is something everyone listens. I listen sometimes. So even if I can listen, many people listen, and in the year to come, like let's say in the next 5, 6, 7 years, audiobook will have even more market, right?
Well,
So
this basically is not a button where you can press on the book to listen to it, but it's a phone that everybody carries with themselves, you know, that they carry everywhere. So I figured that even 13 years old kids these days have got, phones in their hands. This is a universal scanning system. So we can, even if you don't want to use it on your phone, you can just get a local scanner, scan it where it will play whatever you're
yeah, I
scanning.
think I have to try it first. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
You can get that as well. You know, that is also available and that's usable with this book. So audio book, the problem is that if you get a pen to scan, kabhi pen wo bhul jate hain, or they forget the pen or they lost the pen, that means they are not able to use the Gita like the other person had made it. This one, phone, even if they forget their wives at home, they will never forget their phone. You know, everybody takes their phone with them. So if they have the book with them, obviously in their office, scan it and you're ready
No,
to
no,
go.
no.
And
Audiobooks can be played online also, right? On the phone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can be specific with these barcodes. You can go specific to the verse, up to the verse of every chapter. Like you can go to chapter 78 and listen to audio number 56 recording, you know, and then listen to Maharaji's voice, which then he is reciting it himself. There's no better reward to have than that, I think, you know, I feel. So it's already printed as far as the original goes. I gave a copy to Guruma. I spoke to Gulshan Kalraji. He's going to also try to see how we can try to get printed. This I meanwhile brought it with me here so I can see how I can try to see what the cost effective is going to be here, show it to people, do a presentation, and at least let people be aware that there is such book out there now. Versus before we had nothing as far as volume and voice of Maharaji connected with the book itself. So I'm excited. I hope everybody's as excited as I am. It's just a wonderful thing.
Rajuji, where are you located, please?
I'm located in Los Angeles.
Okay,
I'm
good to know.
living
Thank
in
you.
Los Angeles now. My home is Geeta Dam, Los Angeles, and Austin, Texas. So wherever I am,
Austin, Texas. Okay.
kids live here in LA. My mom lives in Austin, and then Geeta Dam Gurdev is there. So there you go.
Okay, thanks. I'm in San Francisco area.
Oh yeah. My daughter's at
Fremont.
San Jose area, so she's
Yes.
working there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in San Jose area, to be very
Oh,
specific.
good, very
Closer.
good. So, Joshi ji, I hope this actually was a very good experience to get this done. It took a good 5 days every day going to the printer.
Thank
So we
you.
don't
You
so we
you are
don't
doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
नहीं मिस्टेक नहीं होनी चाहिए गीता है तो संभाल के करनी चाहिए and it's just if you see the actual copy you will just feel so powerful. There's such energy in it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Holding it alone is so much.
Your devotion is into it.
See?
Your devotion is right into it, right?
Yeah, I was not able to put the phonetic translation like Peter G did, but that is there in the online version. This version I just